Notion allows you to streamline your video production workflow so that you have all of your ideas, inspiration, and content tasks in the same place. I've been using Notion for 3 years, and it's what I'm currently using to plan my new YouTube channel, Bean Thinking, and if you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you know that's in the works. And Notion completely changed the game and really helped me to organize my YouTube system. So today I'm giving you a little tour and showing you around my Notion content creation system. Hey, it's your girl Ahsante, helping you move consciously and creatively through life. So let's go. So to give you an overview of this system, it pulls things in from 3 databases. You have tasks, projects, and content. I'm going to be focusing on the content database because I've already shown the tasks and project database setup in this video. So with the content database as a focus, the content dashboard pulls things into different sections. So we have up top the upcoming videos and upcoming content. This system will assume that you're focused on YouTube, but it also works for other platforms, and I post on other platforms as well. So we have Patreon, Instagram, email newsletter, all accommodated in this system. You have a content pipeline that shows you where different things are in your process. You have tasks and calendars. So when are you going to publish everything, but also when do you want to write and shoot and edit. Things that you might want to publish this week so that you have a clear sense of what's on your plate right now. An area for brainstorming and an area to have an archive of your past work. I'll also say that this is a demo space because I don't want to spoil all of the content ideas that I have for the future, but this is a replica of what I actually use, and you do see some things that are reminiscent of the ideas that I cover on my channel. Now I'm going to break down what each of these sections entails, and as you can see, this is an advanced Notion layout, so if you already have some familiarity with Notion, you should be able to follow right along and see what I'm doing, how I've set this up, and gain some inspiration for your own system. If you're not an advanced Notion user but might be interested in learning how to build something like this, then I actually have a class that you might be interested in. I'm excited to share that I've put out my very first class. It's about Notion for YouTubers and it's with Skillshare. Whoop whoop. Skillshare is a learning platform for creative and curious people with classes led by industry pros and a community of members ready to cheer you on. I have heard your feedback about wanting a more guided step-by-step approach to how exactly I build out my Notion systems that I've shown on this channel, and so this class will give you just that. The class is beginner friendly, so I start by going through the very fundamentals of Notion with pages and blocks and getting the right aesthetic for your space. Then we build up to working with databases and how to use those with relations and roll-ups and templates. And then finally, in the most advanced part of the class, we build out this exact content creation system that I'm going to be showing you right now. So if you want to join me there, the first 500 people to use my link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, and that way you can watch my class totally free. Big thank you to Skillshare for partnering with me on making this class and for sponsoring this video. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. So in this upcoming video section, we have anything that is like top of mind for you. I'm always thinking about what is the next video that I have to put out. So that's why I have this at the very top. My new channel, Bean Thinking, is going to be focused on the concept of democracy and about what American values should be moving the US forward. So I have a couple things in here around that, but if I wanted to add a new one, so I have the purpose of democracy, I have is the United States a democracy, and I actually have a video that's about the reason for political optimism. So adding that in, I can just add here. I have a space for what format the video is going to be. So this is going to be a full video. Of course, all the platforms want to do the shorts thing now. So you have shorts, photos with the caption, good for Instagram, a photo carousel, is it stories or is it just a text post? The status of this video has actually been started, so I'm going to say that I'm actively writing this. I like having a place for title and thumbnail ideas. It's good to think about those at the beginning of the process so that you know why someone's even going to click to watch the video in the first place. And then I have buckets. So this is a video essay. The kind of buckets that I have on this channel are more organization, mindfulness, and productivity. These are things that you can customize to whatever those overall pillars of your content strategy happen to be. For the sake of this demo, I'm publishing everything in January. We'll see. And then I have a space for any notes that I have about the videos. And what I like about this is that it helps me to work on the content first, on those ideas and seeing the ideas. Over here, I have the video schedule. So this helps me to focus in on the timing. So in this scenario, I'm publishing these videos on a Wednesday, so I can see that I have those going up. And Wednesday, we're all good there. Entering the corresponding publishing day here is going to allow me to see these in a Kanban board view if I want to by day of the week that they're going to be publishing. And this pub day auto is like a fancier formula. I go into more details in the class, but it helps me to know what day of the week the publishing day is so that I can match and update it. So this is actually a Saturday. These two are Wednesdays. And then here I can say to myself, okay, if this is going to publish on January 3rd, then I need to have it edited maybe by December 29th. So it helps me to map out the dates based on when they're going to publish. And this area is for when I actually start to work on this as a project. I make sure that I have a project set up, and I make sure that the self-reference is in here so that the things within the template line up. And I will show you that template in a moment. So this one is the purpose of democracy. I'll just set that up here. And you can tell when a template has been applied because of these icons. So if I go in here, and I can just have the icon, or I can have the new YouTube video template. So I will put the whole template in. And if I have the self-reference, you can see right now, new video metadata, there's nothing here. That's part of why I need the self-reference. Once I have that, then I have the metadata displayed in the body of the page, which to me is easier to manage than seeing it listed out in this main section here. These diamonds are for properties that I always want to be filled in no matter what. So right when I put this in as something that I'm actually going to be working on, I have the status, the destination, what platform it's going to be on, and the type of media that it is. The other properties, you'll see there are 18 more. I can fill these in as I go, so I don't need to worry about feeling overwhelmed or I have to manually enter these at the beginning. I add them as necessary. So this new video metadata is for when I am getting started. So I will add this as a project. Let's say that it is sponsored. It's not sponsored by Skillshare, but this video is, so I will just add that there as a demo. I could be collaborating with it. So I am on a fellowship right now from New America. So it could be an organization, it could be another creator, another account, whatever the case may be. Let's say this is the second video of 2024. So I would do 2402, and that's the metadata. Within this projects, I have a new video project template. Within that, and making that full page, you have the production tasks. And so this is a case where it's really nice to have the template because you can have already created these yourself. This is another thing that I go through in the class. It's a bit more complicated, but in short, you drag and drop these, and you want to make sure that these are filtered for the content as well. That's why I have my little note to self. Dragging and dropping. Don't remove. The title's a little long, so that's why they're a little thicker. And there you go. You have your video tasks that you need attached to the project and the content for the video. And if you needed to adjust the template tasks, you would just do so within this area. I have a template adjust view, and I have this because you need to not have the template tasks attached to a larger piece of content. So if I wanted to do that, I could remove this project and drag the task back up here. So that's how I got those up there in the first place within one of my templates. And from here, you can start to assign dates for these specific tasks. So that's part of why I like having this production schedule mapped out. So if these are the dates that we had assigned to finish each phase of production, we can map out the tasks on this project accordingly. So jumping back from the project entry to the content entry again, after the new video metadata, we have the production schedule. That's what we have established already. Then we have an area to plan out the title and thumbnail. So it's very important to have your keywords in there, have a little inspo of thumbnails that you like if you're capturing images, and then some resources if you have websites that you'd like to refer to help you to punch up your headlines, i.e. titles, and of course the ideas that you've put in from your previous brainstorm. Those will show up in this section. Then you have a writing checklist. So I have my own very extensive writing checklist. I'm a media producer, but whatever you want to make sure that you cover in each episode or each video that you're producing. So you can have the script within Notion as well. And then that'll just open as a page. And then brainstorming resources, similar to the title and thumbnail generation resources. And there are sometimes things that you need to reference in the description, especially if you are working with a sponsor, so you can make a note of those things in this area. And then we have the production tasks. So because we entered those within the project, they will show up here. And I will just make sure to filter by the project as well, so that anything new that I might add in this view will also be attached to the content and the project. This seems to be sorted in a strange order, so I like to sort by a project number, so number in project. That's one of the properties that I have on a task, so like this is the task to do first in any video project. You can see if I just click into the task, you'd see number in project is 1. This is the task database, so that is how it's going to be sorted here. And then video documentation. Once I'm done with it, I want to know, okay, what is the actual final title that I used? I upload a thumbnail so that it shows up in the archive with the image that went up with it, URL, things to help me to keep track so that I don't have to refer to the YouTube channel and go through the YouTube search. And then I also like to keep track of how long this is taking me, because this is part of my business, so I need to have an accurate estimate of how much time this is going to take as a project. So how long did I spend writing, filming, and in post-production? The nice thing about having your task database here is that as these are completed, I have filters that will show me, how long I've taken. So I'll just copy this. When I have the actual time that I took, I log that as I work. And then, if I spent an hour, I spent 3.5 hours, so then I'll just enter that here. And so this is the structure of each content database entry and the template that I have. This is the template for YouTube videos, but you can set up other templates as well. So if I go to this database, you can see that I have the other icons, and you could set up an Instagram template with Instagram information in the body of the page. Jumping back to our dashboard, below upcoming videos is upcoming content, filtered in a similar way, but just by the different destinations. And I have this sorted by the publish date or the video order if I wanted to order it. And this is a similar filtering system. So destination, not published. And I usually just have a limit on the load, so this will only show the top 10 pages. Below this we have a board view. So no filter since it shows everything within the pipeline, but I've just chosen to display things that are more active. So you'll notice that ideas to do, things that I haven't started or things that I'm just brainstorming, I've chosen to hide, and then of course hiding things that are already published. So this will show you everything that's in the works, and I like this because if you have this pulled up and you're gonna start production planning, you can change that here. And to show you the different stages, this is a status property. And you can be as granular or as big picture as you want. So you could just say that all the yellow is pre-production or writing, but I like to break things down into their sub area. So those are the stages that you're seeing here in this board view. I have it for everything, and then I have it just for videos. Here we have your task list of things that are specific to content. So tasks related to content, that's what's going to show up here. You can see that in the filters. And it's going to be sorting by the stage that the content is in and when I have to publish it. So the things that I need to publish sooner, I need to get on those tasks. Seeing all of these within a tasks view is a reason why I like to actually note which video I'm talking about with each task. So I didn't do that with political optimism, but I could go back in and do that. Copy here and just paste. So you can see those here, and you can also pull these tasks into your daily task management dashboard. That's what I tend to do. And you can see the tasks on the calendar if it helps you to visualize in that way. Next, you have the calendar views. So this is a calendar of everything that I'm going to publish. It's nice as a content creator to know and be able to visualize your cadence. So if I have a new video every Wednesday, for example, then that would show up here, and I can say I want to have some sort of, stories or shorts or additional content pop up on the weekends. So this really helps you to figure out your content release strategy. And once you've figured that out and you've worked back to say when you want to write things, then you can arrange that here. What's also nice about the calendar view is you can stretch these out. So if I'm going to be writing this over 2 or 3 days, I can stretch that out here. This calendar is going by the writing date, and I can do the same thing by the shooting date and editing date to see how those calendars look too. And then we have a view of things that are going to publish this week by platform. So this is a board view that is filtered by what's today, within a week from today, or what's supposed to have been published before today. So you'll notice that these are marked for June, which is when I was last working on it. This will stay here until you publish it, so that's a nice reminder. If you wanted to reschedule, you can also do that right from this view. So could schedule that, and now it's no longer going out this week. And then I also have a view of what's going out this week by day. Again, to just help you keep on top of what you're supposed to be posting each day. The thing about this is that it doesn't automatically update if you change the date. So that is why you have this pub date auto and needing to align it here. So that's what the use case is. If it's important for you to have this, it's kind of just a nice little bonus. And then we have an area to brainstorm. This pulls in the content database. But here it is filtered by things that are not started or things that are brainstorming or ideas to do. So just the early phases here. So this is going to give you all your ideas. If you want to brainstorm by bucket, you can say, okay, I need some more mindfulness ideas. And now everything that you put in here is automatically going to be in the mindfulness bucket because that is part of how it is filtered. And it's just sorted by status. And finally, there is an archive. So all of the content that you've published, you can have the documentation for the video and for everything. This is how, at a glance, I say to myself, okay, how long have I spent on each piece of content? If I wanted to keep track of the performance by published day or by published time, I could keep track of that here. When I'm adding the time in, I usually put AM or PM first, and then I'll say 3, because if I wanted to sort by time, then the AM will show up on top of the PM so that I'll have things in the right order as far as time. And then down here we have the gallery view of the archive. All of your lovely YouTube thumbnails, this is the value of uploading it in the documentation step. And it also makes it easy to pull an image from here if you want to refer to that video in a subsequent video. So I know this is a lot. Again, feel free to refer to the Skillshare class, which I will link in the description. That'll show you exactly step by step how to build this up. And in case you're not so much into building everything yourself, I will also link to my Notion templates. That way you can just swipe different parts of my system as they're interesting to you. Having your tasks and projects database connected to your content makes it easy to integrate into your overall Notion to-do list, which I cover in this video. And shout out to the Brilliant Beans community. Thank you so much for your support of my work and support of my upcoming video essay channel. Remember to live spiritedly and think creatively, and I will see you next time.